Hello student, welcome to online tutorial section. Today we will start the rest part of the chapter number 5th. Okay, so we will start from the topic linker, loader and debugger, type of system software. So what is linker? Okay, so linker is a special program that combine the object files generated by the compiler, assembler or other piece of code to originate an executable file where they have the .exe extensions. So actually this in this object file the linker searches and append all the libraries needed for the execution of this file. So it regulates some memory space that code from each module will hold. So it will merge two or more separate object programs and establish link among them. Okay, so what actually is try to say what is a linker. So a linker is, you can say, is a system software that is used to combine or to link two or more or such object programs to produce an executable form of a file program. Okay, so it's also link the object code for a various library functions used in a program. Okay, there are two types of linker is available. Okay, then one is the linkage editor and another one is the dynamic linker. Okay, now we are coming to the topic of a loader. Okay, the executable program code produced by the linker is stored in a secondary storage like hard disks. Okay, to run the code, the programs need to be loaded into the primary memory for execution by the operating system. So the purpose of the loader is to do this job. So in process, it takes the help from another software called relocator. So loader is a special program that takes the input from the object code from linker, loads it to the main memory and prepare this code for the execution by the computer. So loader allocates the memory space to the program. Even it settles down the symbolic reference between the objects. So in charge of loading program and the libraries in operating system. So the embedded computer system does not have loaders. In them the code is executed through the ROM. Generally the loader has three types of approaches. Okay, so one approach is actually the absolute loading. Second approach is a reallocatable loading, and three is the dynamic runtime loading. Okay, now coming to the topic of a very common word, that is a debugger or a debugging tool. Okay, so debugger is a system software that is basically used to debug, that is to remove the errors from the source code of a program. So it can be used to run a program in the controlled manner to check for any error. The debugger can be used to make a running program halt at a predefined checkpoints to view the values of the various parameters in the program. So this helps to detect and rectify an error in the code if any is present over here. Okay, so the debugger tool is a computer program used to test and debugging other programs. The main use of a debugger is to run the target program under a control condition that permit the programmers to track its operation in a progress and the monitor changes in computer resources. So that is maybe indicate the malfunctionings of the code. So typical debugging facilities includes the ability to run and halt the target programs at a specific point, display the content of the memory, CPU register and the storage device. The modified memory of the register contains in order to enter the selected state data that might be cause of a faulty program execution. Okay, so this is all about the debugging. Now the next topic is library programs and the utility programs. Okay, so the library program as a library in the computer science is a collection of non-volatile resources used by the computer programs. So library program is a program that has a collections of code used by the application. If you are having two different applications that treat the mess, then it is the best practice that you should put the mess code into one library that both the program can use, except the duplicating the code in every program. So now what is actually the utility programs? Okay, so what is utility program? The utility program is a system application that execute a specific task. Okay, generally the penetrating to the optimal maintenance or operation of the system resources. Operating systems such as Windows, Mac OS, and the Linux come with their own set of utility programs to maintain the execute with different utility functions such as formatting, compressing, scanning, exploring, and there is much more that there. So actually the common set of library programs that are used to do a certain utility job that indicates the finding files, compromising the file, sorting of a file, disk fragmenters, programs, antivirus program, etc. So these programs are usually a part of a utility functions provided by an operating system. So now we are coming to the system software part is over. Now we will need to learn about what is the application software. So these are the user developed programs that are made to carry out some specific job. The user interacts with the application programs, which in turns interact with the operating systems to carry out the desired work. So this can be a tailor-made software serving a system specific service, not systems, specific purpose or a general purpose software developed for some general uses. Okay, so tailor-made softwares are written for a specific purpose like stock management, school management, hospitality management, payroll calculation, etc. So the programs to control the working of a specific automatic production facilities in a factory is also falls under this category. Therefore, the tailor-made applications program are used to cater to the needs of the given company, manufacturers unit, and the organizer. So what is actually an application program is? So one of the first things to understand about the term application software is that it is a exceedingly broad. Okay. So application software is a commonly devised as any programs or the number of programs designed for the end user. That is in a nutshell. So in this sense, any end user program can be called as an application. Hence, the age-old saying there is an app for that. So people often use the term application software to talk about the bundles of group of individual software applications using the different term, that is application programs, to refers to the individual applications. So that is because the word program is a correlated with a discrete and countable single unit. So while the word software is often used to refers to the more parts. So application program, what actually in your phone you are using the app. Okay, that is the applications program that is purposely designed to fulfill the user needs. So that kind of a software which is developed by the user to satisfy the end user needs is known as the application software. So thank you, student. I'm ending my lecture over here.